Alex, I have a question for you, Alex. When you were speaking to that woman the other night, Alex, why did you get so aggressive, Alex? Why did you attack her? Huh? Because she was a woman? You was upset? Alex, you know, you really messed up. I'm not saying Alex Jones messed up. What I'm saying is the people who perpetrated 9/11, they messed up because they have that that what happened in 9/11 really woke up a lot of people across the world, across the world. Um People from New York no real news, real about not especially about 9/11. Those who were around, those who were able to uh, capture video of the actual event. You know what's real, what's fake news on September 11th? What actually was real, accurate information? And I'm addressing this to anyone on YouTube or Google who is supposedly saying that people are spreading disinfo or fake news. You know, like they're going after channels who, you know, say certain things like, like hoaxes or, things like that, conspiratorial, things like that. We are the targets, the people who question. Because look, I'm an actual firsthand person from New York, and that day, I was working. I was actually in Connecticut because something pulled me away. From now, I was really like not into the news. That I watched news here and there, but back then, I didn't really watch the news. Um, I was basically asleep, very asleep. I always had, when I was young, I always had this feeling that something was wrong. But 9/11 brought something. Now, what's fake about 9/11? First thing was um, two planes bringing down three buildings. That's fake news. The reality is, it took about maybe probably 2 weeks to a month, maybe more, to actually wire all three buildings. It took probably, I'm going to say, 2 months. If you really look at the footage that it's out there, and I'm going to correlate these videos because I've seen them. I actually know people who was there and know, it wasn't planes, but they sure did show it over and over again for about, I swear it was about a year that they had the planes going into the building. All right, that is totally fabricated. That's not real. Two planes did not go into the towers. All right. The actual event, people didn't see planes. It was being said on the radio, and you know why? Because there was an actual drill that day, that same day. But let me, that's real news. That's real news. Don't tell me that's fake because there was an actual drill at the same. And look, the drill was to say planes was going into a building. So, okay, let's get this straight. What's real? What's fake? All right, let's establish that there's no planes. But during the initial explosion, there was bombs going off that you can hear in different parts of the building. You can actually hear it. Some were loud, some were low, but it was different explosions. Explain that. Did that come out in the 9/11 report? Did that come out? The 28 pages? Whatever happened to the 28 pages? Whatever happened to Hillary? Now she's running again and she's totally looks, you know what? My opinion, my honest opinion is that that's not the real Hillary. I'm just saying. I actually I actually believe that they're very they have clones of these people. Yeah, I'm that conspiratorial. I'm not very. I was very suspicious. And life is not like CSI. Life is not like, uh, like the good guys are in control. It makes me laugh. I just laugh. That Joker movie, I already knew it was to start something because I seen the trailer, and you know I know movies are for programming, and me personally, I wouldn't want to go see a villain movie because I just don't I don't. That's not my personality. My personality is not villainous. I like the hero Hercules. I like the heroes in the story because at the end, like I've noticed that movies have become the blur, the morality and the ethical, of the ethical standpoint of a character. They have totally thrown that out the window. They have like they made bad guys the main characters to actually make the people like bad. That's the straight up truth. That's obvious truth. In the last 40 years, from me growing up till now, the children are the poor kids. I feel so bad for the children. You know why? Because they want us like Wally. You know that movie Wally? Yeah. They want people on some. They're gonna release anti gravidical technology, but only to sit us into the chair, and we have the screen in front of us, and we're overweight, eating McDonald's and Burger King, and they want us fat, stupid, and lazy. And we're they just they actually what they're doing is getting us plumped, so when the giants come, we're nice and chubby, so when they eat us, all right, because these things they're probably like the size of the towers or even taller. All right, these things, I don't know, they could just smush us. But let me not just go too deep, but let's keep it on. I'm just going everywhere, man. Seriously, because like, what is real or fake for 9/11? There was explosions, boom, boom, boom. You hear it, man. It's disappointing, man. It's just and you know what? You know why I talk about Alex? Because he's still expressively saying that it's Saudi Arabia. He's saying China, Iran are the enemies. Um, he's still he's still like, first he was a libertarian, a Tea Party. First he was that, but like in the last 5 years, he's like now he's like Republican. It's like Alex Jones was brainwashing all his followers since the beginning to like become Republican. He like tricked because he was kind of like a 9/11 truther, but no, he's a 9/11 liar because he's still holding the that it was Saudi Arabia and there was Arabs when it's, well, look, this is real news. It was very, very well pointed, not towards, um because the Saudis, they're crypto Jews, just like Christopher Columbus. He was a Sephardic, crypto Jew, and you got to understand that they've been in power for a very long time, and the Jesuits, they're they're Jewish too. The Vatican, it's Jewish too. It's like, I don't know how real truthers, I don't know how real truthers don't know that this is all this left right bird that you see as a phoenix, and it's two headed, and you're like, wait, Democrat and Republican. Wait a second. First you was a libertarian, or whatever you called yourself, man. Because I thought you was a real hero. I thought, I don't call you a hero no more. There's no more heroes. This 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 is so, I'm not gonna buy your products no more because I can't trust you. And you'll be crazy enough to put cyanide instead of iodine in those bottles. Because if you work with these people, these, you know how they see the Noahide laws. You know how they see us like we're animals. I think he sees us like that now. So I can't possibly buy your products anymore and trust you. You totally betrayed. I'm your base, and you know how many people. Yeah, Alex, you're growing. You're growing, Alex, but you know how many of your base. You know how many of your base supporters have walked away from you. Most of the people that listen to Adam Green or listen to, other channels like Richie from Boston, other conspiratorial channels. You know how many people know that you're a shell? How you're actually omitting proof that it was Israeli, Mossad, CIA coordinated with Saudis, Pakistanis. Just about all the countries were explicitly told about this prior. And there's no way you're going to get into Bohemian Grove without getting shot. So you had to be invited and let record. I know that for a fact. Because if I was to go in there, I would get my head blown off. You know why? Because that whole area has stuff. It has stuff that can basically identify you, and basically you'll get a hit squad because they don't play. These people do not play. All right, you was invited into Bohemian Grove, and that guy confronted you. And I look at it now. I actually, it makes me laugh because what he said is so it's true. You were invited, and you do work for Time Warner. That's real news. This is reality. Ted Turner. That guy, the guy that wants all of us dead. Yeah, you work for him. So how can I trust you? How can I trust anything anymore? How can I trust Trump? I can't trust Trump or Hillary. And Hillary the clone, she just looks like, I I don't know. Good luck, man. Whatever y'all got planned, just make it swift. Whatever you got up your freaking bag of tricks. Because y'all guys, y'all really got problems. Man, I want to thanks a lot to you, but YouTube. But what is real news? What is real news? It's crazy out there. Peace.